Hello there. I'm back for Lunchtime Live. I'm a couple of minutes early because I like to be early. I'm setting up my other device so that I make sure that I'm everywhere. Well, not everywhere, but on different platforms. Welcome. It is Thursday. I'm going to get started in just a moment. It is almost 1 o'clock Eastern Time. And again, just like last week, I am coming to you from my home office. And when it seems as though when I do this, I always have landscapers somewhere on my block doing what they do. I'm here a bit early because to be early is to be on time, and to be on time is late. So I want to get into it with you in just a few moments. How are you today? For those of you who are joining me live, please drop into the chat where you're tuning in from and your name. That would be great. And if you're watching on replay, just put hashtag replay and where you're joining from, as well as your name. And let me know one thing that you have taken away, if not from this week, from last week. And if you haven't watched last week, you can find it on this page or on YouTube. Okay. So I'm going to get started because it is 1 o'clock and I'd like to say welcome to Lunchtime Live. Woo! Number 2. Um, I'm joining you this month because I have been getting some questions about this whole idea of genius and its origin and all that sort of thing. So I thought, let me just jump in and share because I like to share. And I thought it's the easiest, quickest way for me to talk. Now, I do not want you to feel as though I am ignoring you. I just have 2 devices going, covering all platforms. So if I'm looking away from the camera, it is only because I'm addressing the other camera. Okay? I am Regina L. Henry. I am your principal life architect. I empower and equip you to design frameworks so that you can live a life aligned with your genius. Now, why do I do this? I do this because I truly believe that there is genius in every single one of us. Every one of us. I don't care if you've done well in school or you haven't. I don't care if you've accomplished everything you have pursued or you haven't. You have genius within you. And the key is to unearth it. And that's part of what I do, is to help you to sort of design the frameworks you need so that you can actually tap into that genius, get to know it, and then live it out in your world. Last week, I talked to you a lot about a few things, just 3 points I covered. I talked about your words, the words that you use, and how powerful they are. Words can shift your world, truly. Um, and we focused on the internal dialogue, not just the words that come at you, but the words that you are speaking to yourself on a regular basis. What are they? The other thing I talked to you about is I shared my genius identity model and its 4 components. I have it here on my whiteboard. And we talked about this being a tool for you to actually begin to dissect and then put together your genius and figure out what your genius is, actually. And finally, we talked about the approach, a Japanese art approach called kitsugi. And I was encouraging you to use this as a tool to look at the parts of your life that aren't quite the way you want them to be, the parts of your life that may have brokenness or imperfections, and to begin to see them as part of the overall tapestry of your world and see the beauty in it as just part of your story, and that there is still good in the brokenness. So those 3 points, if you missed it last week, go back and listen to the replay. But today, I want to get into how your genius can be cultivated. And by that, I want it to be very clear that genius is not something that, you figure out what your genius is and then you're set for life. No. We all love very structured frameworks that we can go back to and rely on. However, genius, like so many things in our lives, are your genius is progressively revealed and progressively understood. So part of what needs to happen is you need to sort of make it a study almost. When I was about 12 is when I started having to wear glasses. And I have to tell you, in seventh grade, no one wants to start wearing glasses or braces, which I didn't need till later. But that's another story. But I had to wear glasses, and I'd gotten my glasses, and I promptly put them in my desk, or they were carried in my bag until my first parent teacher conference when the teacher told my mother that I was squinting at the board a lot, and she gave me the look. Well, needless to say, I put my glasses on after that and have been wearing them ever since. And part of being a glasses wearer, I go to the eye doctor every year, and he or she, depending on the time, they would put that apparatus over my face. You know that apparatus, and they tell you they're checking to see what the right combination is. Well, they always put that on, and they start with my current prescription, whatever that is, and they start to make little small clicks and adjustments. What looks clearer, 1 or 2? What looks clearer, 3 or 4? They do that to get more clarity in my vision. Well, it works the same way with genius. Many times, it's the small shifts that we make in the way we see things and the way we process through things, our experiences, even the skills that we earn through our lives, that helps to develop and evolve, and that genius to evolve. And it brings more clarity to it. And at each new stage of our lives, each new season of our lives, we're able to see our genius flourish more and more. The second thing I want to share is that it's really important, as your genius is evolving, to stay curious. Sometimes we get settled in a groove, and we like it like this. Everything is going the way we want it to go. Don't change. We don't want anything to change. No, no, no. But change is a constant in life. And as long as we remain open to it and flexible in the process, we can remain content while staying curious and shifting with those changes that come our way. That is part of that genius development. And finally, we have to cultivate awareness. Now, I know we hear that word all the time. How is your awareness? He's lacking in awareness. She needs to develop her awareness. But a lot of people don't even know how. How do you become more aware? How do you become in tune to the nuances that are going on within you as well as around you? Many times that awareness is used when we're talking about interpersonal relationships. But our relationship with ourselves and our genius, it's important to cultivate awareness there as well. Now, to answer that question of how you do it, I like to use a tool that is undervalued. People don't really think of it as a tool, and it's simply questions. Questions. The right questions asked at the right time can uncover all sorts of nuggets of truth within us. Questions are either asked for information. We ask a question, which way do I get to Elm Street, right? Or we ask questions for reflection. And when we're asking our questions of ourselves, we're looking for both information and to reflect and process through the things that we're experiencing on a daily basis. So you can ask yourself questions like, why Why did I react that way when she said that to me? Or "Hmm, why do I feel uncomfortable about that situation?" Taking the time to ask questions of ourselves and even of the things that we have experienced, past and present, can help us to uncover aspects and nuances of our genius that we were unaware of before. So, as you're continuing on this journey of unearthing your genius, I encourage you to begin to realize and embrace that your genius, you are a genius, first of all. You have genius, and that your genius is progressing seasonally, daily. Make sure you stay curious, content, but curious, and cultivate your awareness through questions. Use questions to uncover those secrets that are locked inside of you and stay unstuck. I am Regina L. Henry, your principal life architect, and it is my pleasure to be with you to share my um, understanding of genius. I will be back with you next week for another Lunchtime Live. I try to keep it under 15 minutes so that you still have time to go enjoy your lunch. That's it. I will talk to you soon. Take care.